What's up everybody, my name is Worldly and welcome to the channel. If you're a budget streamer or YouTuber, this video is absolutely for you. Elgato may be the leading industry in streaming technology, but if you're a budget streamer like myself, chances are you can't afford the $150 to $300 for a camlink or a capture card. But don't worry, I've got you covered. For about 15 to 30 bucks, I've managed to get my hands on a great alternative to any camlink or capture card. Introducing the Wiistar USB HD capture card. This puppy supports up to 4K 30Hz input and will output at 1080p 30 FPS or 720p 60 FPS. More on that in a minute. Now, there are three beneficial factors of getting something like this. It's cheap, around 15 bucks. Obviously, you can't really go wrong with something like that. It's portable, meaning you can use this on the go. It doesn't require downloading any drivers, so you just bring your Switch, your laptop or whatever, your camera and your laptop, and this thing will just plug and play. And the last but definitely not least is the latency on this. Now, latency is a big issue when you're trying to sync audio with a stream, and this thing has about 50 milliseconds, maybe even less of latency. So to use this with your camera, it's pretty simple. Simply plug the HDMI from your camera into the end of this knockoff camlink, and then plug the other end of the USB into your computer. From here, you'll simply add the correct input, video capture device, add source. Then you can go to your properties and select whichever video you need here. Usually it will come up as USB video. If you do want the 60 FPS, you do need to select the custom resolution FPS type, drop it to 720p, and up the FPS to 60 FPS. If you want to mess around, you can do a little bit of video configuring, but unlike a normal webcam, you don't get all the sharpness, gamma, white balance, and all that stuff, and you don't get the exposure changing. So unfortunately, you can't do that if you're using a GoPro like myself, but if you have a nice camera, you can do all those settings inside the camera. And if you do it right, it looks a little something like this. I got 60 FPS, 720p. You know, you can see there's a little bit of blurring and a little bit of, I want to say like that Superman effect. I'm going to give you a little comparison right now between the webcam, which is right here, and my GoPro. So I'm just going to bring this up real quick. So right now you can see the latency is actually very low. Now, if you want to use this with your Switch or Xbox or anything like that, it's a little bit more complicated. You're going to need something called an HDMI splitter. Don't confuse this with an HDMI switch. They're completely different things. This actually requires a power input because what it does is it takes the signal and it will duplicate it. So your console will actually plug into this end here. And of course, there's links for all this in below, but your console will plug into this end here. One of these outputs will go to the capture card here, and the other output will go to your monitor or TV. And then obviously this will plug into your computer. And just like before, you'll go to your Streamlabs or whatever you're using. You can use this with Discord, Skype, anything, honestly. But just like before, you'd add a source here, boom, select the video capture input. I just wanted to make sure you guys see this. This is the game running in tandem with my GoPro. This is Breath of the Wild on my Switch. This is a 1080p 30 coming through my Switch. I can of course change that to 720p 60, which I believe has a little bit lower latency than the 1080p 30. So if you guys are really worried about that, feel free to do that. But otherwise, you don't really have to worry about it. Right now, you guys can't hear the game, so I'm just going to show you guys quickly how to do that, and we'll learn together. So here we are. All we do is add the audio input. Audio input capture. Boom. Add source. I already have it set up here, but we'll add one here. And then set this to the digital audio interface. Now I have two of these USB devices, so one of them will have one and one of them will have the other. Now this is for my game, as you guys could probably hear that. Oop. Okay, and now we have lots of audio, and as you can see, it shows up in the bottom right here as an audio input capture. Just so you guys know what you're looking for here. The color definitely gets thrown off a bit. I have added like some filters to the game, to the OBS, to make the picture just look a little bit better. But yeah, here we can clearly see that it's an issue. If you guys want to see me speedrun this game, make sure you go follow me on Twitch. So it's pretty straightforward, not a lot going on. You get two things, a few HDMI cables, and you're pretty much set. A little bit of technological learning, which isn't too hard, honestly, and you guys are set. With this, I can definitely recommend this thing for budget streamers. If you're looking for like super high quality, I don't recommend it, as there is a little bit of blurring, like in the Breath of the Wild on my Switch coming through here. You can see there's a little bit of blurring on the hearts compared to what it actually looks like. And this is at a very high bitrate recording. There's no way for me to adjust that. So the pros, low latency is awesome on this thing. Having that super low latency allows you to just be able to sync up audio really well with your Streamlabs. It's super cheap at 17 bucks that I paid for this. I think you can get it for actually a lot cheaper. Anyways, it is ordered from China, so you definitely have to wait a little bit. It took me, I think it was about 3 weeks, almost a month, I think, before I got this. But I actually ordered two. And that's another bonus I wanted to talk about. You can plug both, or you can plug two in, and your computer will register them as different devices, and you can use them with a camera and a console if you like. And the one con I have about this, sharp color changes can be a little blurry, and the other thing is that it's marked as a USB 3.0 device, but it really isn't. And I was really hoping for that 1080p 60 FPS, like some of the companies advertise, but it's not. Wiistar specifically says that it's a 2.0 device, so that was my mistake not looking further into the company. I didn't know where this had come from, but now I know that Wiistar makes it, and people are just reselling it, right? So that about wraps it up for this little device. I definitely recommend it for anyone who's on a budget. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in my stream, and links for everything I described in this video down below, and we'll see you in the next one. And remember, stay worldly. In a way, I don't know if that'll work. All right, let's go, boys. Ooh, that was fast too. Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun.